Play has just started at the Olympic Arena. Our commentators are Ron Roosh and Tom Watt.
All right, and we're just underway. 15 seconds into the period. Canada forced a stoppage of play behind the Finnish net. And the face-off will be to the right of goaltender Jorma Valtonen of Finland. From the face-off, it's behind the net for Finland. In forechecking for Canada is Glenn Anderson. He goes in against the boards, and the puck is carried behind the net by Kimalainen. Kimalainen in there forechecking is Nil. Jim Nil getting it into the corner, poking it in against the boards for Canada. It's Anderson, but it's cleared out to center ice, and here come the Finns. Kimalainen over the line. It's fed in front of the net. Here's a chance for Finland. The shot is steered away. As on the backhand, Haapalainen got that puck in front of the net. Now the puck is cleared out to the blue line. And Suoname throws it into the corner as it goes off a leg. Randy Gregg out at center ice and turning with it for Finland. Leoninen shooting it in. Back to get it for Canada. Randy Gregg. No score in this game. We're just underway. Nil flipping it out to the boards. Levo trying to keep it in, but here comes Canada. Down over the line is Kevin Maxwell. Maxwell's shot on the backhand and is gloved by Valtonen, and he holds on for a faceoff. Good rush there by Kevin Maxwell, but he got in a little too deep on the backhand.
Kevin Maxwell just came off the bench. Canada was in the middle of a change, and he had a little legs just coming off the bench. Caught the Finns in the middle of their change against the defenseman who had already been out there for the first shift.
There's Kaleve Numinen, one of the coaches. They have two in Finland. The face-off just outside the blue line. Maxwell from the face-off, lugging it over the line as McLean. He shoots it in. The puck is carried back out to center ice. Back checking there is Ken Barry as the puck is brought in. And behind the net for Canada, Tim Waters. Waters off the boards. On this side, Spring ahead for McLean. McLean dropping it back, and he threw it right by Waters. And Spring will have to cover up as he takes it from goaltender Bob Dupuis. McLean getting the pass. Here's a rink-wide pass. On the far side now, breaking down the left wing is Ken Barry. Barry going into the corner, throws it out to the side of the net. McLean's got it behind the net. Barry working to the slot area. McLean looking for a man. He gets it out there for Maxwell, and he got a shot off a leg, and it's in the corner. Levo in there checking. Puck is against the boards. McLean's there as well. Maxwell, Levo. They still poke away, trying to clear that puck, and now it's pinned in there, and it'll be called for a face-off by the referee, Ulf Lindgren, a Swedish referee for this hockey game. Bill Morrissey and Marty Demers are the linesmen. They are U.S. linesmen, and we're going to get a high sticking call here against Ken Barry. You just see it in front of the net there.
Well, both players are going. They were high sticking in front of the net. Littman and Barry, they were trying to just jostle with one another as we see in front of the net. Littman staying very close to Barry, and both of them are going for the high sticks.
I think it may be roughing by the signal from Lindgren, one or the other. In any case, both teams playing a man short. For Canada, taking the draw, John Devaney. He's working with Kevin Primo right now. O'Malley's out there on defense, along with number 7, Joe Grant. Is from the face-off. The puck is cleared down the ice. Turning with it is Grant. He's coming out of his own end now up the left boards. Circles by one check, flips it into the corner. Grant going in deep. Behind the net. Also back there is Primo. It's flipped by him, and Finland will come away with it. This all-important game between Canada and Finland. Primo back checking. The puck is cleared over the line. Losing his stick on the play was John Devaney. He goes back to pick that up as the puck goes deep into Finnish territory. Now Finland at center ice. That lead pass went right by Saarinen down into Canadian territory, and it'll be called on the icing as Joe Grant touches it. It's called for the face-off. Well, we mentioned Finland. You know, times have changed in recent years in world hockey, and Finland is slowly inching into what you'd call a power in the sport. Lloyd mentioned at the outset of our broadcast, they are in the habit of, in every world tournament, managing to upset somebody. Canada lost the last time they played in the Olympic Games. They lost just 2 games. Once to the Soviets. The other team that beat them was Finland in that tournament, and that cost Canada a silver medal.
Dave Bodner working on Glennie Anderson, cut just over the eye on the first shift. Glennie Anderson starting at right wing for Canada, but it was cut in the first shift.
From the face-off now, it's circling away behind the net. For the Finns, it's Haapalainen getting it out to center ice, but he is checked from behind by Devaney. Here comes Canada back. Hindmarsh trying to work along the boards, and it is pinned in there just in front of the penalty bench by Leonin and Hindmarch, and called for another face-off.
You were mentioning, Ron, that Finland is capable of upsetting people at the Izvestia tournament, which was the final international tournament in the Soviet Union in Moscow. At Christmas time, they had a chance to win the silver medal. They had a tie with Czechoslovakia. They only lost 6-3 to the Soviets, and they had a very good showing at the Izvestia tournament.
So Litma in the penalty box. 1:02 left in the penalty. Is from the faceoff now. It's cleared onto this side. Starting out for Finland, it's Lebo. He clears it down into Canada territory. Back to get it, and it's called down there as Warren Anderson touched it for the icing, and it'll be back into Finnish territory. We've got 53 seconds remaining in the penalties. There you see Dave Hindmarch, drafted by the Atlanta Flames 2 years ago from the University of Alberta, originally from Vancouver, and the son of Bob Hindmarch, who was the first manager of Canada's national team way back in 1964 when Father David Bauer put the team together. Face-off will be to the left of Valtonen, the goaltender for Finland. 5 players on this Finnish team played in the Canada Cup. That series that took place in Montreal, Toronto, and Quebec City. From the face-off, puck is controlled by the Finns. They come to the boards with it. Now it's cleared out to center ice. Nobody can reach it there as Drake gets it, clears it right back into the Finnish zone. Back with it for Finland. That's Suonami. Into the corner. He clears it straight ahead. Drake will try and come across ice and intercept it. As it does, he runs a little interference for Warren Anderson, who controls it off the boards. But now here they come again. The Finns. Leppänen over the line. Leppänen trying to get in front of the net, and Hindmarch threw a good check there. Took him off the puck, and Canada comes away with Devani. Down over the line. Devani along with Drake. Drake goes deep for it. Drake out of his defensive position into the corner, and he loses the puck in the corner. The puck is flipped onto this side for Peltonen. Asa Peltonen behind the net. Finland getting the return pass is Peltonen at center ice. He works to the line. He's with Leppänen, number 22. Peltonen cutting in front of the net. He shoots. He scores. Leppänen going in, and he went to the front of goaltender Bob Dupuy and just rammed it by him, and Finland has taken a 1-0 lead.
Peltonen showing speed, coming. It's a 2-on-2 situation. He goes outside Donnie Spring to his backhand, comes to his forehand. He didn't seem to have much room. A very good shot going to the far side. Here he's going outside Spring, cuts, gets that leg in front, shoots from a very bad angle. But Dupuy thought that he had it cut off, but he had a little room. It actually hit the post and dropped behind the Canadian goaltender.
So Peltonen gets his first goal of the tournament. He has racked up 3 assists so far. 3 seconds remaining in the penalties. These teams are playing a man short. Randy Gregg got caught in there. That was part of the problem. Now in over the line, trying to work it free is Delvis, but it's out of center ice, and Don Springs got it. Canada changing on the go as the penalties have expired, and it's back into the Finnish zone. Saarinen behind his own net. He flips it into the corner. Cleared over to the far side. Finns controlling the puck well here in the first period. Saarinen gets the return pass on this side out to center ice. Susi down over the line now. Clurey stops up against the boards, flips it in front of the net, is batted wide of the net, and Canada controls once again as Supacic shoots it behind his net to the far side. Spring ahead. There's Delvis. Now Spring is backhanding it to an open wing. Is breaking on the play there was Peary. Now Peary shoots it in. Behind the net, the Finns clearing it out to center ice, tracking it down as Waters against the boards in the center ice area. He circles back, threw the puck away. Susi hitting the line, but coming back very well was Davidson on the play, and he stopped any play directly in front of the net. Now behind the net, Davidson throwing a check. Waters gets it to the boards for Anderson, and Canada comes away. At center ice, Jim Neal carrying the puck. Neal with a shot, gets the return as he took the rebound, and it was gloved by the goaltender, Jorma Valtonen. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network.
Go, Canada!
Face off against the far boards now, and Finland coming away at center ice. Kimainen shooting it over the line. Going around behind his net is Dupuy to leave it, and Terry O'Malley will start the rush. He feeds it up on the right side. Here comes Glenn Anderson. He's a great skater, and he circles the defense. Anderson cutting in front of the net, and it hit the side of the net as he tried to go to the forehand. Now behind the net, it is Davidson. Davidson around the boards, and here comes Finland once again. It's flipped out to center ice, but it's knocked down by O'Malley. O'Malley giving it on this side to Joe Grant. Brandt ahead for Anderson. Brandt gets it again, bangs it off the boards, and it's offside with Anderson trapped inside the blue line. Called for another face-off.
Well, there's going to be a penalty here. Lindgren is calling a holding penalty, or an interference penalty. He indicated, first of all, holding, then he indicates interference to Jimmy Nill.
So Nill, as Finland will have the first power play advantage of this hockey game. That penalty coming at the 6:14 mark of the period. So the penalty killers for Canada. Drake will be out there, along with Warren Anderson as the defensive pairing, and up front, Kevin Maxwell, he's number 11, and also Kevin Primo, number 21. Drake has the puck from the faceoff, clears it down into the Finnish zone. They'll start from behind their own net. Lassi Littma. Littma behind the net, beats it into the corners. He just dropped it off. Finns start out now. It's Littma. Littma ahead. There's Peltonen over the line. He drops it off. Hakulinen into the corner. Down behind the net. Hakulinen controlling that puck. Watch the area in front of the net. Peltonen's there. Now it's back to the blue line. Littma's got it. Here's the shot. That's off a leg, and it bounces into the corner. After it is Heinmarch. He's unable to control it as it hopped over his stick, and Randy Gregg has it. Shooting it off a stick and into the Canadian players' bench, and it's called for a face-off.
The Finnish power play, what they like to do is they like to get the puck to the point. Unlike a lot of the other European teams, they work almost exclusively from the point. And number 8, their captain, Levo, has an excellent shot from the point. He scored 1 goal against Finland, or against Poland, in the first game of the tournament, and they like to feed those points with the wingers getting in tight, screening your goaltender, and trying to tie up your defenseman.
Their top scorer, Leinonen, with 3 goals and 1 assist in the tournament for a total of 4 points. He's along with Lepponen, the top goal scorers for the team, each with 3. As the puck is in the corner, it's cleared into this corner now, and they start out once again. As feeding it deep in there was Littma, but it's poked away as Heinmarch came back, and over in the far boards now Levo will try again. Back to this side for Littma. Littma back for Levo behind the net. Back to Littma. Canada forechecking well here. Now a long lead pass. It gets by the defenseman. In over the line. Now comes Finland. They try to get set in front. They shoot. And a good save there by Dupuis. And the puck is chopped out to center ice. Going back for it is Lepponen. Lepponen back in his own end as Dupuis had to come up with a good one there as the puck had hopped over Warren Anderson's stick at center ice and set up a 2-on-1. Now over to the far side. The Finns come in. Cutting in front of the net there and trying to glove it towards the goaltender was Hakulinen. Villa moves in. It comes back to Littma at the point. Littma in for Hakulinen. He's looking for a man in front now. He'll feed it back to Littma at the point. And it's off the stick there of Waters. Cleared out in front. Littma gets it again. Here's the shot from the point. And it goes high in the air off the stick of Levo and into the crowd. We'll have a face-off with 13 seconds remaining in the penalty to Jim Nill.
Well, already Dupuis has had to come up with an excellent stop, and Canada has made a few defensive mistakes. Donnie Spring had trouble when the man went wide on him. Warren Anderson, the puck getting over his stick. Dupuis had to just come up with an excellent save, because to go behind 2-0 this early in the game wouldn't have been too good for Canada at this point in the hockey game.
7:51 gone in the period. Finland 1, Canada 0. And the face-off outside the blue line is getting ready to come back on the ice from his penalty is Jim Nill. Back inside his own zone, Eloranta. He beats Villa with it. Villa back to Eloranta over the line now. Come the Finns. Here's a shot, and it sort of handcuffed Dupuis, and then he shoveled it off. The penalty is over. Canada has managed to kill off this penalty, and coming out from his own end now is Tim Waters. At center ice for Canada. Devaney over the line, and it's poked away from him. It rolls deep in near the goal. Zupancic is there. He clears it behind the net. There is Devaney, and we're going to have an elbowing penalty called against the Finns. There's a shot of John Devaney, but the penalty will be called against Finland. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network.
The new
Face off to the right of the Finnish goal. Getting the draw for Canada is Kevin Maxwell, but it comes between the point man and down into Canada's zone and back to get it. Don Spring. He's working on the point with Tim Waters. Spring behind his own net. Forechecking there, number 16, Kiemailinen. Behind the net, Spring again. Kim Island doing a good job of slowing things up. Now gets it into the corner for Waters. Waters ahead. Passes for Barry. Barry to Maxwell. Over the line they go now. After it in the corner is Paul McLean. He's muscled off the play by Suriname. Behind the net, McLean still trying to get it out in front. They flip it along the boards. Again, it's McLean. McLean has it hop off his stick and up over the glass. And let's see where they locate the face-off here. It should be to the right of the Finnish goal to touch the Finnish player.
Paul McLean, right off the bat, as soon as that puck did skip over the boards, he looked right at referee Lindgren to find out where that puck was going. It's very important to keep that puck inside the zone, keep control, even if it has to be in the face-off, rather than bring the puck outside the blue line.
Shot of Kevin Maxwell there from Chilliwack, BC, but he's a student at the University of North Dakota, drafted by Minnesota. Minnesota owns a lot of players in this World or Olympic Championship, including 3 with the U.S. team. Very impressive player named Steve Kristoff is there. From the face-off now after it is Ken Barry. Barry behind the net. Barry with 4 goals in this tournament gets it out. Now here's a chance for getting it in front. And they shot it wide and then went off the leg of McLean and just rolled by the open goal mouth. McLean's got it in the corner. McLean to Barry against the boards. Barry working with it, trying to find a man now. Barry circling out. Here's his shot. It's right on, and Vatanen holds on, and we'll have another face-off with 57 seconds left in the power play.
Well, another interesting difference in the Finnish team from, say, the Czechoslovakians or the Soviets. They play a very passive zone inside their own end when they're shorthanded. They don't come at you. They try to play as disciplined as you can. And what you have to do against that type of zone, you have to put a man in front of the net, try and draw somebody to them, make them play man-to-man on some of the players so that you get an opportunity to work somebody into the clear.
There's the whole story. Finland with the 1 next to it. 1-0 is the score. 57 seconds left in the penalty to Saarinen. 10:36 left in the first period. From the face-off now, Greg couldn't reach it, but it's now back to Greg. Greg had it checked away from him. A player goes down, and the puck cleared down into Canada territory. Anderson. Warren Anderson behind his own net. Anderson just working leisurely, gets it out to center ice. But the puck went off a stick. McLean had to recover. Now he feeds it ahead, and here comes Canada. Maxwell to the line. Maxwell dropping it off for Greg. Greg going in deep again. Greg getting set. Shoots it rink wide. It went off a stick. Bounces out to center ice, and Warren Anderson's back there. Anderson. Barry's working the point right now with him as Greg is up ice. And Anderson just backs right up. And now Barry will start out on the wing, but it's fed just behind Barry to Greg. Watch Barry on the right side. Greg goes over the line. Greg's getting set in front of the net. He shoots, and it went off the skate of Valtonen. Now Finland getting it out to center ice. 5 seconds left in the penalty. Barry comes right back again. Barry goes over the line, kicks the puck in front of the net, but it's cleared out of harm's way there by Hapalainen. Now here's a shot from a bad angle. That goes off a leg. It's cleared down the ice. Icing will be the call here, as going back to get it will be Randy Gregg. The face-off back in Finland territory with the penalty expired.
Finland doing a pretty good job. They come after you aggressively when you're trying to organize in your own zone, but once they get into their own end of the ice, play very disciplined type of box, but they try to hold you up with their forechecking, not giving you time to get organized. Kenny Barry here, just moving that puck from the face-off, trying to control the puck to get something moving on that power play.
Face-off to the left of the Finland goal. Dalvis from the face-off. It's back out to Grant. Now in deep, Sapancic on the give and go. They roll it in front. Loose pocket. Flips up in the air, and I believe the goaltender managed to snare that out of the air. And I think also penalties are going to be issued. And well, I won't even try to guess what Lindgren's doing here. It's a slashing penalty, and it may be in the offensive zone, which is an absolute no-no. And Canada is going to be penalized.
Well, I didn't see that, but I thought that 18 Dalvis made a great play. He walked out of the corner when he was fed the puck off the edge, trying to create the 2-on-1 in front of the net. In fact, the 2-on-1 was created with Perry. Maybe perhaps as the goaltender grabbed the puck, he went out, tried to slap it out of his hand and got the slashing penalty for that reason. We didn't catch that one, but he made a good play. Here is Dalvis walking out of the corner, creating the 2-on-1, tries to jam it in. Finnish goaltender down, trying to kill the play. Here the stick comes over. I guess that's what it's for, trying to knock it out of his hand when he killed the puck off the edge of the crease.
The penalty comes at 10:41. Dalvis for slashing. Canada killing off a penalty for the second time in the game. It's 1-0 for Finland. The goal came at the 4:03 mark with the teams playing each a man short. Now it's Saarinen back inside his own zone. He's number 4 for Finland. Saarinen, as the Finns start their power play. Feeds it off on the far side. Villa at center ice. He comes over the line along with Koskinen. Number 20 in front of the net there is Koskelati, and the puck is rolled in. Quick whistle on the play. Dupuis covered it up in any case, and it's called for a face-off.
Canada is going to get a second penalty here. Glennie Anderson for slashing. And so Canada now goes down 2 men. Following up on the play, he came with the late slash, and now Canada's really in the hole here, down 1-0 midway through the first period, and now having to kill off 2 men, a 2-man penalty for almost a minute and a half. Dupuis playing very good hockey at this point. Here we have Finnish player all by himself. Dupuis making the good stop. That's the second excellent stop where he's been all by himself against the Finnish offensive player.
So Anderson is off. A minute 39 remaining in the first penalty to Dalvis. So Canada will be 2 men short for that stretch of time, barring, of course, goals or further penalties. Here's Primo coming over the line. Primo's got the puck inside the zone, steps away from 1 man, but nobody trailing on the play, of course, with Canada playing 2 men short, so the point men just stayed at the point. Now behind the net. Primo forechecking there, but here come the Finns. At center ice, that's Littma, Lasse Littma. Gets it over to the far boards. Hakulinen trying to get it in front. It clears behind the net for Peltonen. Peltonen now out to the point for Littma. Littma for Finland. Over to the far side. Getting set is Lepinen. Now here's the shot. It's kicked way out. And another chance here from the blue line, but it's flipped over to the far side. Lepinen again. Into the corner. Lepinen circling away. Now they cut it in front of the net, and a chance is cutting across in front of the goal mouth. There was Littma, but he fanned on it, and Primo shoots it down the ice. 1:06 remaining in the first of the 2 penalties. Littma behind his net. He'll start out. To center ice it comes. Lepinen to the line. Lepinen stopping up just against the line. There's it into the corner. In there deep is Peltonen. Peltonen throwing a check. The puck comes out to Hakulinen, and is cleared down the ice by Canada with 45 seconds left in the first of the 2 penalties. Littma behind his own net. Forechecking is Heinmarsh, number 20 for Canada, as the puck is left off for Hakulinen, then dropped off again. Littma starting out. Ahead, Susi hits the line, and he shoots it in deep. Over in the far boards, Curry, number 17, into the corner. Behind the net on this side now. That's Susi out to the point for Littma. Littma, here's one of the men out of the way. Look out, here's Dalvis coming into the play now as the puck is cleared in front. Good save there, and Canada controls it behind the net is Anderson. Now it's loose in front. It's cleared off escape, but not out, and shot into the corner once again. After it is Randy Gregg, number 4 for Canada. Now in front of the net. It's Curry behind the net. They roll it in front. They shot it wide. Now the second man is on the ice, and Canada is back at even strength. They've managed to kill the penalty. Great job by Canada as Makatalo shoots it over to the far side level. On this side for Littma. Hard check thrown inside the zone. Randy Gregg trying to get it in front of the net. Now it's cleared down the ice into Canada's zone. Back after it for Canada is Warren Anderson. He gets it, no icing on the play as Heinmarch gets the pass from Anderson. Heinmarch cutting across ice, shoots it up over center ice, but it's cleared right back into Team Canada territory. Warren Anderson. As Canada changes on the go, Anderson circling in deep. Forechecking on him is Makatalo. It's out at center ice. Bounced in over the line and trying to get loose there is Barry. Barry getting set on the backhand, but he was partially checked on the play, and he missed the net for the shot. Good action here in the first period. We've got 6:05 remaining. Gregg now loses the puck out at center ice. It's Curry. Curry giving it right back over the line for Makatalo, and his shot is blocked by Team Canada, Kevin Maxwell. Over to the far side for O'Malley out at center ice. Here's Barry coming down over the line along with McLean. Barry getting to the backhand. He's being harassed in there by Stuaremi. Now behind the net. Trying to work it in front is McLean. McLean takes a quick shot. He scores! Oh, what a move as he completely throws the goaltender, Jarmo Valtonen.
That's one of the things that Paul McLean does very, very well. He's a big fella. He's got strength, and when he starts walking out of the corner, he won't throw it blind in front of the net. He walks out of the corner. Here we see him put the move. He seems to be in an impossible angle. Walks out. It seems to hit the Finnish goaltender just under his glove hand and drop behind, but he just has that courage to walk out in front, hits the inside of the glove and drops behind him. Canada back in the game at 1-1.
Great goal, great move, quick shot there by McLean. It's 1-0. The time of the goal will be 14:23. The puck is cleared out at center ice now. And a back pass there taken for Canada by Dalvis. Now it's over the line for Canada. Brad Peary clearing it in deep. McLean's first goal of this tournament. The puck is bounced in and then kicked straight out to center ice by Eloranta. Number 15 is Lannon. He leaves it at the blue line for Eloranta again. He's forced to circle away as Peary's doing a good job. Now up the middle. Relaying that pass was Kim Ireland, and it's offside on the two-line pass into Team Canada territory, and it's called for a face-off. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network. Way in the Finnish zone. Waters blocking that puck at the blue line. Cleared in deep now for Canada. That's Jim Nill, number 12. He took it off his chest, but Finland controls. Lebo's got it. Nill's right in on top of him. Moving in deep for Canada is Ron Davidson. The puck is cleared around the boards on this side. It's Waters. Waters moving in deep. Waters in against the boards. We've got a 1-1 tie here. Canada has scored after killing off a two-man short situation. We've got a terrible mess going on in the corner there between Waters and also Lasse Litma, and that'll end as the linesmen get in. We've got a couple of American linesmen here, used to this sort of thing.
No penalties called on the play, but there's a lot of melee in the corner. We see two Finnish players going in, checking very aggressively. In comes the second Canadian. Everybody gets their sticks a little high, but no penalties on the play.
There's a close-up of Donnie Spring, very steady defenseman from the University of Alberta, and Coach Claire Drake behind the bench. One of two working the bench. Claire and also Lauren Davis behind the net. Puck is cleared into the corner on the far side. There it's Campio Levo behind the net. And it's out to the blue line, but they can't get it out. Waters keeping it in. Watch the man in front there, and it was nearly deflected down by Ron Davidson. Now cleared into the corner. Canada forechecking well here is Anderson. Anderson off balance, looking for that man. He's got the puck, controls it, gets it into the corner. Waters moves in deep. Has it go away from him as Anderson backs up to take the point position. Now in against the boards. Dill throws a good check in there, and players will go down. Moving after it in the corner is Davidson, and they'll freeze it, I believe. Yes, they finally do, and it's called for a face-off with three. No, they don't. I thought I heard a whistle. It's out at center ice. Over to the far side. Leppinen over the line. They try to get it in front. It goes off a stick, and it's back out to center ice, and Canada coming away. Davidson overskated the puck. Waters moves up. Waters is over the line into the corner. Waters, Canada changing on the fly. Getting that pass is Primo. Primo looking for a man in front. But players were slow coming off the bench. Heinmarch now gets there. Try to get it in front, to get it back away at it. Still loose there, and goaltender Jorma Volten hangs on. And another face-off as Canada now has got the pressure on the other end.
I think what turned it around for Canada, you know, sometimes in a hockey game, when you're too short and you kill it off successfully, the puck just bouncing over the net here. John Devaney looking to the heavens here when he gets the shot, gloved by Voltonen. But when you kill a penalty, when you're two men short successfully, a lot of times that gives the team a lift.
For the face-off now, puck is in front of the net, bounces wide. Devaney. Now for Finland, Suorniemi. Off on the wing at center ice, carrying that puck for Finland is Curry. Curry over the line to Villa. Villa trying to get set, and he's checked as it's hooked away from him by Primo. And Primo sends it down into the Finland zone once again. 2:55 left in the first period of a 1-1 hockey game. A very, very important hockey game for both of these clubs who feel they have a shot at going to the medal round. Here's a shot that's wide of the net, taken from the blue line. Moving in after it is Koskinen. Shoots it to the far boards. There it's Primo. Primo flipping it out to center ice again. There'll be no icing. His backboard is Villa for Finland. Villa behind his net. Stops up, is on top of him. There is Devaney. Now behind the net. Finland getting set, trying to set up a play. That's Villa. Over to the far boards, it bounces off a stick. Koskelani at center ice, but it's taken away, and Maxwell turns with it. Maxwell coming back, shoots it over the line. Barry going in on a 3-on-2, and they got the pass away, but it went off a stick and high into the air. After it is Grant in the corners, out in front of the shot. Oh, what a save. Has a great shot, let go by Joe Grant, and play is whistled dead, and I think we're going to have another penalty for roughing, and it's going against Canada again. Joe Grant, who got that shot away, is called.
Well, Canada a little unhappy with the officiating here of Lindgren. They've taken the majority of penalties. Some of them deserved, but some of them a little questionable. But Joe Grant again puts Canada 2 men short with a roughing penalty.
Here's the play. And, well, who was the aggressor there? Well, the little extra shot taken by Grant. You can get yourself in penalty trouble, too, in international hockey. There's Grant, who is from Niagara Falls, played his junior hockey in Kitchener.
Well, one of the problems that you have to keep your team disciplined about in international hockey is a lot of times the first offense. Finnish player comes in, gives him a little shot, he catches the second offense, and you're the player that goes off. So you just have to keep your cool, and even if you think you're fouled, you can't come back like that and get the retaliatory penalty.
All right, Davidson's out there, along with Jim Nill up front. Spring working the point positions along with Waters on this power play, and the puck is cleared in. There's the time left in the period. 2:01. Well, now into the 1-minute 50s area. Cleared behind the net. Again, Finland having trouble getting out of its own end. Cleared in front of their own net. Finland managed to recover on that, and Saarinen sends it away to center ice. Now over the line for Susi. Susi back to the point. Saarinen. Susi. In behind the net. For Finland, that's Makitalo. Over to the far side. It's out to the blue line. Eloranta in to the side of the net, looking for a man in front. And Canada doing a good job right now of keeping people away from the area in front of the net. Back out to the point. Eloranta over to the far side. Corey back to Eloranta. Eloranta to Corey. Corey moving in a couple of steps. Clears it in front, and that was off the stick of Glenn Anderson. Now back out to Saarinen. Anderson intercepted that, and he's out to center ice. Anderson stick handling, circling away. Anderson still with that puck. Ducks away from the check of Susi, and then hoists it into the Finnish zone. And Canada now has 57 seconds left in the penalty-killing situation they're in. Puck is in the corner. In for checking Anderson. Also there is Kevin Primo. Less than a minute remaining in the period now. Susi comes out of his own end. A 1-1 tie. Susi to the line. Susi going to the far boards. Stops up there. Drops it back to Eloranta. Back to Susi. He winds up, and the shot is wide. A boomer. And it goes all the way down the ice into Finnish territory with 30 seconds remaining in the penalty and 39 left in the period. Behind his own net, Eloranta. For checking his hindmarch, number 20 for Canada. Straight ahead at center ice, taken by Hakarlinen. Hakarlinen working to the line, and he is bowled over on a great check there by Randy Gregg, who just submarined him. Hiltonen back in his own end. Just 9 seconds left now in the penalty. And 15 seconds remaining in the period. At center ice, Hakarlinen, long lead pass, left and going in, he shoots, he scores! And Finland, with the penalty just expired, has taken a 2-1 lead.
Well, the Finnish player just broke in between the two defenders. It was even questionable whether he was onside or not. We're going to get another look at it, but Finland going ahead 2-1 on the power play just as the penalty was ending with 9 seconds remaining. Here's the long pass, just taking the puck over the blue line. Well, you look for yourself whether it was offside. Very close, but just breaking between the two defenders. There's the pass again, just taking it at the line, moving between, takes the shot, beating Bob Dupuis, and Finland goes ahead 2-1.
So Lepponen gets the goal to put Finland ahead 2-1. A power play goal, well, just as it expired, so it is not a power play goal. Of course, the man coming out of the penalty box was not in the play. 3 seconds left in the period, and the puck is hammered off the boards. And so the first period of what has been a pretty good period of hockey ends with Finland leading by a score of 2-1. And Tom, just a quick summary of what happened there.
Well, you don't like to be behind 2-1 at the end of the first period in a very important game, but Canada's done a good job considering how many penalties they had in the period. We're going to see that goal again. The puck just comes out outside the blue line. There's the check by Randy Gregg just before the goal occurred. The Finnish player taking the tumble at the Canadian blue line.
Shots on goal in the period. Canada 9, Finland 9, 2-1. Finland is leading. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network. Well, we're back. Tom Watt, Ron Roosh here at the Olympic Fieldhouse, ready for the second period of this very, very important game. We can't emphasize it often enough. It has been a long couple of years for these youngsters that play for Team Canada. It could almost all end tonight, depending on what happens. As Finland skates on the ice, we're waiting for Team Canada. We keep telling you that Finland is the type of team that can upset the apple cart. We talked about them coming back to, or coming into Olympic hockey back in 1952. The only reason they came in, actually, was Helsinki, Finland, was hosting the Summer Games that year. And a country that's hosting the games likes to get involved in everything. They sent a team into the Winter Olympics in Oslo, and Canada beat them 13-3 during that tournament. That's the last time, by the way, that Canada has won a gold medal in ice hockey. The next time they entered was 1960. They were relegated to the B pool. They beat Japan and Australia, which is hardly an accomplishment, to win the B pool. In '64 at Innsbruck, they were 6th overall. Canada beat them 6-2 that year, but they started their pattern of upsets. They beat the United States in that tournament. In the 68 games at Grenoble, the last time Canada entered a team until this year, they finished 5th overall, and their upset that year was over Canada. We mentioned earlier in the broadcast that Canada lost only 2 games in that tournament. They beat Czechoslovakia, everybody else with the exception of the Soviet Union, who won the gold medal, and Finland, who finished 5th overall. They were 5th overall in 68 and 72. They were 5th, and at the last Olympics, again in Innsbruck, they were 4th overall. So it's been a long uphill climb for the Finns, but they are coming on, and I would think in the next few years they are going to be a power in world hockey.
Well, they have excellent juniors. The World Junior Championships were held in January in Helsinki, and the Finnish junior team has an excellent team, but I can tell you this, they may be in the, a team that can make upsets, but you're not going to sell Team Canada short tonight. I can tell you that they're ready. We've worked a long, long time for this game today. Actually, as you said earlier, it's been 2 years. The team has been together for the past 7 months, working very hard, both on the ice and off the ice. They've lived together. They've been together. They've been a lot of places together. We've been through a lot together, and I can tell you, they're not going to give in easily tonight, and I'm looking for them to come back and win this hockey game. Not just tie the hockey game. I'm looking for them to come back and win the game.
There's your goaltenders, Tom Jorma Valtonen, who's a veteran, 34 years of age, against Robert Dupuis, I should say Robert. He's from North Bay, Ontario. Bob Dupuis in Canada's goal. We're set to go. Canada trailing by just 1 here. I thought they controlled much of the play in that period, but got in penalty trouble. That's back in the first period. Let's see what happens here. Now puck is rolled to the area in front of the net. Goes up. There's a chance. Rolls in front. They poke away at it. Another shot, and it's cleared away. Now Warren Anderson moving in. His shot goes right to the goal mouth. Behind the net now. Anderson trying to hook it out in front. Doing a lot of work in there. Gets the puck again. It's at his feet, but he didn't see it. Now it's cleared off the boards, and Finland still can't get it out of their own zone. It's off a leg. It rolls across the blue line and out to center ice. Bringing it back in is Porvari into his own zone. He leaves it for Sorenemi. Over to the far side. Porvari cutting all the way across ice. It's against the boards. Canada almost at a full court press right here, and he forces the goaltender, Boatman, to go down and cover it up.
Well, that is really the word for it. It is almost a full court press. Canada is forechecking 2-1-2 today. They're giving a hard time to the Finnish defenseman here. Everybody forechecking very, very aggressively, looking for the loose puck. Ronnie Davidson trying to tip that puck underneath the goaltender, but a lot of action around the Finnish net. Canada coming close to tying up the game.
Face-off will be to the left of the Finland goal. Kevin Maxwell to take the draw. He gets control, gets the shot away, but he was going down as he took the shot, and it was a weak one that was steered into the corner by Valtonen. Now behind the net, Lichma for Finland. He put the puck right on the stick there of Kevin Maxwell. Cleared off the boards. Moving in is Waters. He gloves it along the boards. Maxwell's right there as well. Poking it loose. Waters moving into the corner. Waters fighting off a check there from Lichma. Jams in against the boards, and it comes along the boards now Maxwell, but he can't reach it. It's out at center ice of Finland. Coming away as Peltonen hits the line one-on-one against Spring, and he's taken right out of the play, and the puck goes away into the corner. Now they clear it to the goal mouth area. Cleared around the boards, out to the blue line. Barry throws a check there. Now in the corner, Waters. Behind the net, Spring. Spring just flipping it along the boards. Maxwell going in. Maxwell's checked on the play. Back in the corner is Lipponen. Out in front. The shot was a weak one off a stick and went wide. In the corner. Moving along the boards. Dropped in against the boards. Intended for Peltonen. Canada takes over off the boards. Ken Barry at center ice, number 19. Barry leaving it. Maxwell skating up on the play. They got tangled up with their sticks, and Finland takes over once again. There's the lead pass over the line for Hakulinen. He stopped on the play. Waters has got it. It's ahead, and it's off the stick of McLean, who was in fact offside on the two-line pass. And it's called for a face-off, a foot or two inside the Team Canada line.
Good call by the linesman. It was very, very close. Team Canada trying to get that long pass up through the middle. Paul Peugeot, the other goaltender on the Canadian bench, Paul played an excellent game against Poland the other night, winning 5-1. Not playing tonight. In goal for Canada, Bob Dupuy.
Line of Puskinen, Puskalati, and Villa out there for Canada, for Finland. Over the line, however, for Canada, carrying the puck is Hindmarch. He goes into the corner. He's slammed there. Covering up on the play is Primo. It's along the boards. Goes off a skate. Here's Hindmarch drifting one over top of the net. In against the boards now. Canada's maintaining that pattern of forechecking, and look at that check thrown in there by Hindmarch. It's out at center ice. Once again, O'Malley throws a check. It's cleared around the boards in Team Canada territory. Back there is Joe Grant. He feeds it along the boards. Kept in by Villa. He shoots it back to the Canadian net. Shoveled into the corner. Grant's got it for Canada. Grant on the right boards. Out at center ice. It goes right by Hindmarch, but Grant's right there to come along and bring it out into the Finland zone. Saarinen behind his own net. Finland leading 2-1. Drop back. Eloranta at center ice. Working away from the checking. Hindmarch is there. Eloranta then over to the far side. Picking it off is Saarinen. Clears it in. And it's blocked at the goal by Bob Dupuy. Team captain Randy Gregg behind the net. Beats it off the boards. That was intended for Primo. It's cleared right back in again. Against the far boards, it's Villa to Puskalati behind the net. Circling away is Makitano. He rolls it in front of the net, and Gregg gets it, clears it off the boards, out to the blue line. Cleared right back in deep. O'Malley's got it. O'Malley turning. Stops up behind his own net. O'Malley, number 24, the veteran for Canada, to the far boards. Out to center ice. Good move along the boards by Devaney. Devaney going in. He's checked on the play. Canada's changing on the go. They'll complete the change now as Finland attempts to come out of its own end. In forechecking deep is Pirri. Pirri, number 3 in the corner. Pirri just standing in there now. Trying to kick it along the boards, controls it back to the blue line. Warren Anderson hooks a shot that's wide of the net. Zupacic on the far side. Cleared past Pirri behind the net. There it's Eloranta. Eloranta fighting off the check from Pirri. Eloranta in the corner. Clears it, break wide. At the blue line, the Finns try to come out. Another check is made at the blue line. Zupacic after it on the far side, but it's taken by Eloranta again. Out at center ice. Head off the boards. Makitao. And Pirri gets it. He's in over the line. Then can't control it. On the far side, play a little scrambler right now as Pirri clears it back into Team Canada territory, and Warren Anderson will go back for it. He leaves it for Gregg. Gregg behind his own net. Gregg on his way out of the zone, just crosses the blue line, feeds it ahead, it's off a stick, and then it went by Pirri, who hit us back to the play, and Eloranta goes back to touch it. It's called on the icing with 15:19 remaining in the second period. Finland 2, Canada 1. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network.
Do you know him?
Playing golf, maybe. But here, my little ski team needs this, the American Express card. It gives a family on vacation a great feeling of security. It can handle anything from ski lodges and lessons to emergency check cashing and plane tickets home.
To apply for a card, look for this display wherever the card is welcomed.
The American Express card.
Don't leave home without it.
That's Don Spring feeding it off the boards out to center ice, right off the face-off. Cleared in over the Finnish blue line, but they get it right back out to center ice again. Here's Parvarty going over the line. Nils on top of him. It's dropped back. The shot is right on. And clearing it behind the net is goaltender Bob Dupuy. Now Spring. Spring ahead on the boards for Davidson. Davidson getting it out to center ice. He's hammered against the board. Still carries on. Gets to the blue line. Cleared back. Spring intercepted that pass. Cleared to the far boards now. Anderson after it. Gets it over the line. Anderson into the corner. Anderson behind the net. Anderson fighting off a check there. Thrown by Hapalainen. Along the boards. Anderson again doing a lot of work inside the zone, but it's cleared out to center ice at full flight now. Down over the line is Kim Island. Kim Island taking the shot. Glove save by Dupuy as he picked that out of the air. And then left it to the side of the net for Davidson. Davidson, a rink wide pass at center ice for Anderson. Anderson over the line, and the shot is off a stick. And it goes up into the crowd, called for a face-off.
We're pulling out all stops now. Bob Dupuy, an excellent save. He was moving a little bit the wrong way. You see him moving to one side, has to come back with his glove hand, holds it, doesn't hold it for a face-off, tips it to Donnie Spring, who got it ahead to Glennie Anderson, and he was in full flight coming the other way. So we're going end-to-end at this point.
Close look at the bench of Team Canada. Kevin Maxwell out there to take the draw. against Hakulinen from the faceoff. Cleared off the boards, but kept in at the blue line by Joe Grant. He clears it into the corner. After it is McLean back there, and Barry who's in deep. Moving in is O'Malley. He muscles along the boards, then he gets caught as it rolled past him. Now it's out at center ice, and here comes Finland. Here's the long lead pass over the line there, and the chance there is Peltonen. Got it in front of the net. Now in the corner. They poke away at it. After it is O'Malley. Peltonen against the boards, being checked by O'Malley. Poke free. It's bounced off the boards up to center ice. Here comes Barry. Barry along with McLean. Everybody skated by it. Now over the line and offside, as that one just got mixed up in communications altogether out at center ice.
Well, that's what happens when you're a little young and you start pressing. Here's the opportunity for Finland moving in. Here's the post. It hits the post. It gets behind Bob Dupuis. Post part of the goaltender's equipment, isn't it? That's part of his... comes back out. They got the second opportunity. A little mixed up for Canada at the far blue line.
Canada playing all but one up right along the blue line. From the face-off, it's Finland that takes the draw. Koskelahti at center ice. He stopped as he hit the line. Puck is cleared along the boards. Here comes Anderson. Anderson off the skate. At the line of Hindmarch, it's cleared in deep. Back to get it. Saarinen. Saarinen off the boards, and it goes by everybody out to center ice. And Anderson will go back into his own end, kicks it in front of his own net, and goes behind. Anderson just standing there. Anderson, the far boards. Out at center ice for Hindmarch off his skates. And now here to the line comes Devaney. Devaney hit the line, but that was as far as he got. Now Anderson tries to work by the defense. Koskelahti shoots it right back out to center ice again. And Finland coming right back as it's cleared in by Koskinen. Cleared around the boards and right by everybody to the blue line. Saarinen taking a shot. It's blocked at the goal mouth. Taking the short side there was Dupuis. Starting out for Canada. Working to the line is Devaney. Ahead. It's off a stick. Flipped in over the line and batted right back out to center ice. That'll be whistled dead for passing the puck without first touching it with your stick.
Well, of course, you have to blow it down if you play the puck ahead with your hand. Actually, if your team needs a face-off, that's a pretty good play. If you're out there a little too long, rather than risking throwing it over the boards to get the 2 minutes for delay of game, if you just push it ahead with your hand to a teammate, the play will stop immediately.
Kevin Primo, you saw on the bench there, graduate of the University of Alberta. Last year played in Davos, Switzerland. Veteran of international hockey. Puck is over the line. Here's Peary trying to get around the defenseman, tied up completely on the play. Peary behind the net, still has the puck. Hit it off the back of the net, gets it again. Peary circling away, trying to get some man behind the net, and he does. It's flipped out in front, back out to the blue line. Waters circling to the boards. Waters fighting off some heavy going in there. And with a pileup of 4 players, they'll call it for a face-off.
Tim Waters doing a very good job keeping that puck in. And one thing when you're forechecking very aggressively, as Canada's trying to do, your defensemen have to be part of that forechecking unit. If the puck comes around the boards and he can be first at it to either make the check or keep the puck in, he's got to do it. He's got to come in and forecheck hard, as well as the forwards. Dalby's
taking the face-off. Peary spanned on it as he tried to swing and put it into the area in front of the net. Now Zupancic in the corner, clears it around the boards. Peary after it. Also in there is Spring. It's flipped right back again. Zupancic, he overskated it, and turning with it is Makatalo. Makatalo to center ice. Flipped into Team Canada territory. Spring racing back for it along with Curry for Finland. And here come the Canadians again. Period. Center ice with Dalby's. Dalby's gets the pass. Dalby's getting set. He winds up. The shot is deflected right on the net off the skate there of Peary. And the goaltender had to come up with a save. End to end here is out at center ice, and down over the line comes Soucy. Soucy trying to get set with his shot. The puck pops high into the air and into the crowd off the stick of Don Spring. And we'll have a face-off in Team Canada territory with 8 minutes 31 seconds gone. Here in the second period, Finland leading 2-1.
Well, Canada coming close. Delviste, the shot from just inside the top of the circle, and the puck hitting Peary's foot and almost going in front of the net and behind Valtonen at that time. Then Finland coming right back with some good back checking from Team Canada.
Face-off will be at the top rim of the face-off circle. Taking the draw for Canada, Ron Davidson, law student at Queen's University. Puck is dropped. It rolls back towards Canada's goal. O'Malley takes it from Dupuis. O'Malley. He starts out. That lead pass went right by the outstretched stick of Jim Nill, and Finland will clear it back in. O'Malley going back for it, and is touched behind the net and called for the icing. It'll be back into Finland territory for the face-off. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network.
Anybody want to play around the clock?
Gee, I'd get tired after a couple hours. First, you have to start with a double.
Can I just stick with my golden?
Yeah. Hi, what's your sign?
Excellent.
Why is it some chicks can't take yes for an answer?
How do you feel about darts?
Oh, about the same as plates.
It's all on the wrist.
It's all in the glass.
The point of this commercial? When it's a good, smooth golden, you go for it.
Jim Nill behind the net battling for it, and also in there is Ron Davidson. The puck is cleared along the boards. Greg keeps it in. In the corner is a battle going on here, and finally it's cleared out at center ice. There'll be no icing as it went right past O'Malley, and O'Malley will go back for it. Circling behind the net, clears it along the boards. Anderson moving in. Anderson cutting back. Anderson starting out, and he tried to pass it ahead there for Nill. That didn't work. Grant in the corner, around for O'Malley. O'Malley up for Nill. That's intercepted. Nill fighting for it now along the boards. Also Davidson helping out, but it winds up back in the corner again. Behind the net, out in front, and that was a little dangerous. Puck is out to the blue line, kept in by Littma. He shoots it behind the net. There it's Killanen out in front, and Davidson. Davidson ahead there for Davidson, getting the puck from Berry. Cleared out over center ice. And Canada changes on the fly. Cleared back in. Grant. Grant behind the net. Grant circling the net. Beating it off the boards at center ice for Berry. Berry up the left boards. Berry's over the line. He drops that puck now. Maxwell getting set. He shot it wide. Canada caught it a change again. The puck is flipped up into the bench and called for the face-off. I would think just outside the blue line. 2-1, Finland leading this one. 9:50 left in the second period.
Team Canada pressing a little bit with their passes, just hurrying them a little too much, making them a little quicker rather than taking that second look and being sure, and losing possession of the puck with some good opportunities when they're breaking out. But just forcing that pass, trying to get back in the game maybe a little too soon.
Maxwell facing off against Peltonen, and Peltonen wins the draw. It's back in his own end. Saarinen over the side, nearly lost it right in front of his net as Eloranta had trouble handling that. Behind the net, Leppänen dropping it off for Saarinen, but the Finns come away with it. Out at center ice now, working to the line is Leppänen. He's over the line, he drops the puck now. Here's the shot coming in from Aquilinen. It ends up in the corner and Canada takes over. Coming out is Gregg. At center ice, Gregg leading the rush. Gregg along with number 17, McLean, and that got messed up at the blue line, and we'll have a face-off outside the Finnish blue line.
Again, that's just pressing a little too much. The winger getting a little too far ahead at the blue line, trying to force the pass. The puck carrier not going to make the pass, trying to get over that blue line before, and that's just being a little over anxious. We mentioned before throwing the puck a little too soon, just being a little too anxious, moving across that line, pressing a little too hard.
There's Claire Drake behind the bench, one of a troika of coaches, if I can use the Russian word. 3 coaches for Canada, and we'll be featuring them on our next intermission. Very interesting setup and a very successful one for this young Canadian team. Tom Watt, our partner here, also part of it, along with Lauren Davis. Puck is at center ice. Koskinen turning with it, feeding it over to the far side. Apalinen out to center ice. They try to bring it in. Offside there, as in too early was Koskelate, and it's called for the face-off. As you see Bob Dupuis down in Canada's net. He's been tested a couple of times. Team Canada got him from a Senior A club in Barrie, Ontario. Koskelate, who was offside there, plays in Sweden right now in Huskvarna, and was in the World Championships in Moscow for Finland. There's Spring at center ice, getting that pass over the line, takes a quick shot on the goaltender Baltinen. He leaves it at the side of the net, and Heinmarch is right there to pounce upon it, get it behind the net. But turning with it is Leppänen over to the far side, and the Finns get it out to center ice. That lead pass taken by Sturniemi over the line. The shot trips over top of the net, and Heinmarch goes after it on the far board, just flips it against the boards for Devaney out at center ice. Devaney feeding it. Trying to cut through the defense was Primo. Primo going in deep now along the boards. There's Devaney, Primo. They pile in, and it's held. The faceoff will be to the right of the Finland goal with 8:30 left in the period.
Team Canada just pressing now, trying to get back in the game, trying to put that pressure on the Finnish team. Finnish team having a little composure here, hanging on, just making the good plays, not trying to get into too much trouble, forcing Team Canada to bring the puck to them.
Canada's made a change. Delvis out there with Piri and Zupancic. O'Malley on the blue line along with Joe Grant. Puck is dropped. Into the corner it goes. Cleared around by Livo to the far side, kept in at the blue line by Spring, but then he loses it. He'll have to get back in the play now. It's down over the line comes Susie. His shot, good save. It's high in the air. They try to bat it past Dupuis, and the puck wound up behind the net as O'Malley kicked it back there. Curry along the boards, trying to work it to the blue line and out. And what's going to happen here? We're going to have a penalty called, but to whom?
Finland holding. Lindgren calling a holding penalty. In the corners, the Pancic was held, actually grabbed around the neck, and the Finnish player going off. At this point, Team Canada having the man advantage.
On Monday night, Decision 80 brings you complete election returns and expert analysis at 8 o'clock local times when the polls close across the country. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic network.
Esso salutes the savers. Esso salutes Catherine Anderson for insisting on a furnace tune-up at least once a year, and George Beck for replacing his old furnace with one that uses oil more efficiently, and the Oslers for installing a screen that prevents heat loss up the chimney. People like these look to Esso because they know Esso research results in products and services that can help them save. Esso, part of Canada's future for the past 100 years.
Possession with the puck from the face-off. They've got the manpower advantage as it's cleared behind the net. Anderson feeding it up ice, went by everybody, and it's taken out there by Saarinen. He clears it straight ahead. Check thrown at center ice, controlling it and clearing it right back into Team Canada territory is Kia Malinen. Behind the net, Randy Gregg stopping there. Takes the move in front of his own net, starts out himself. Gregg ahead, Davidson. Davidson the line, over the line, flips it into the corner, and they return pass. Nil, number 12, doing it and getting it back to Davidson. Around to the far side. There's taken by Anderson behind the net. Davidson looking for a man in front. It's intercepted, cleared down the ice. We'll have a race for it, and Dupuis will have to come out of the net and control it himself. He feeds it straight up ice, goes off a stick by everybody, and Finland's got it again. 3 players had a whack at that. Now Canada again, feeding it off the boards. In comes Jim Nill. Nill falls and he goes in against the boards. He's down. It'll be pinned in there if they can force the whistle, which they do. As Davidson comes in along with defenseman Kari Eloranta, the face-off will be to the right of Finland's goal.
Team Canada having a little trouble. Ronnie Davidson going off, but having a little trouble containing that puck over the Finnish blue line. It's very important that you gain that line, drive them deep, because they play a very disciplined box, get somebody to play a man-to-man, but control the puck inside their zone. Team Canada have a little difficulty getting it over the Finnish blue line, trying to set up their power play.
Kevin Maxwell to take the draw as Canada has Maxwell out there along with McLean and Berry. Big scoring line. Spring on the blue line along with Waters. Puck is dropped. And again, Finland wins the draw. Saranami around the net, clears it down the ice. And back to get it will be Spring as Dupuis just flips it around behind for Spring in the corner. Now it's back to the other side. Look at that. Goodness, out in front and a chance for Finland. Now here comes Canada. Quickly out of the zone. At center ice, it's McLean. McLean over this line. Berry's with him. He shoots it and he hit the defenseman with it, Haapalainen. Now it's back to the blue line. Spring's got it. Spring. Down in against the board. Spring gets it again from Maxwell. Spring into Maxwell again. He blocks it. Spring, at least Maxwell in against the boards. Now clearing it out to the far side. Here's a chance for Waters. He shoots the rebound. And it rolls out through the goal crease and is cleared into the crowd by the defenseman, Haapalainen. And I think there could have been a penalty on that particular clearing play, but it is not often called in international hockey.
Unquestionably, there is no doubt about it. The puck was deliberately shot over the glass, delay of the game, but for some reason in international play, it's not called. But it was deliberately shot over the glass to kill the play. It should be a delay of game penalty.
Face off to the right of the goal. Maxwell remains out there along with McLean and Berry and Spring and the right point man Waters, who's playing up near the edge of the circle. From the face-off, Finland controlling it, but they can't get it out of the zone. McLean circling away. There's just 8 seconds left of the penalty. It's poked away from McLean. He gets it in against the boards, gets it. Now McLean circling out. McLean shoots quickly, and it's right between the pads there of the goaltender, and he managed to squeeze it and hang on, and the penalty is expired.
Paul McLean making the same type of play where he scored the first goal of the hockey game for Team Canada, walking out of the corner, not getting rid of that puck too quickly, coming right out of the edge. It's very important to control it on the face-off. Driving in deep, Paul McLean taking the puck in the corner. Now he starts walking. controlling that puck again in the corner, but coming right out. When he's not checked, now he comes right out, challenges, gets the shot, much in the same way he scored the first Team Canada goal.
Well, now the teams are at even strength with 6:07 left in the period. Devaney out there, playing with Hindmarch and Primo. And the face-off, it's Hindmarch who gets it. Hindmarch out in front of the net. Here's a chance for Canada. Out in front, they shoot, and it's right on, but down, and unable to get it over. The sprawling goaltender was Devaney, now in the corner. Along the boards, and Finland has possession. They come out. Lebo, a rink-wide pass in over the line. Now here's a chance for Finland. The shot right up, and it goes off the shoulder of Bob Dupuis, and it's whistled dead as Dupuis squeezed it. And the faceoff will be in Canada's zone.
An unfortunate play for Randy Gregg, but here in the other end, Valtonen, as Paul McLean walks, or Devaney walks out of the corner, shoots the puck, Valtonen falling in front of it, Team Canada unable to get the rebound, and then Finland coming right back on the deflection off Randy Gregg for a good opportunity to the Team Canada net.
5:45 left in the period. We've had no scoring, only one statistical note. That was the Finland penalty. 2-1, Finland leading on a goal by Lepponen just as a penalty to Joe Grant had expired late in the period. Here's a chance kicked away by goaltender Bob Dupuis and against the boards, and starting out of his own end for Canada is Randy Gregg. He leads it along the boards. Racing it after it is Primo, but also in there is Saarinen. And it's called in the icing as he touches it in the corner, and it's back into Team Canada territory for another face-off. There's the backup goaltender for Finland. And he is Antero Kibala.
He played the last game for Finland in their 6-3 win over Japan. They're alternating, or seem to be alternating, their goaltenders in the tournament so far.
Set to go as for Finland. They've got Susi taking the draw against Dan Dalvis from the face-off. Spring has it behind his own net. Spring backhanding it around the board. Peary on this side gets it to the line, but he's not out with it. Wanta shoots it in. It's into the padding there and the gloves of the defenseman. And a little bit of pushing and shoving, but all for nothing. Face-off will be to Dupuis' left. There's Susi, youngster. 21-year-old from Tampere, Finland, home of the 1965 World Hockey Championships. A number of players from there. They got a great facility now. In the face-off, into the corner, Spring with Susi right on top of him. Our boards trying to work it out to center ice, and here's a chance for Canada as Dalvis comes to the line. Dalvis tried to roll it back for Peary, and it came right to the goaltender Valtman, and he holds on. Face-off to the left of the finished goal.
Well, that's the importance of controlling the puck off that face-off. Danny Dalvis, number 18 for Team Canada, is one of the better draw men on the team. He is very adept at getting the face-off, control it back to Spring, getting the break, coming out of their own zone. Very important to control those face-offs from your own end of the rink.
Last time I saw a Finnish flag like that waved in joy and jubilation during the Olympics when Lasse Viren won one of his many gold medals. Puck is cleared out to center ice. Down to the line now for Finland is Corvati, but he is checked by Spring in the corner. After it is Peary, he goes around behind the net. Waters stick handling to center ice. Waters to the line now. Waters beating it over for Dalvis, but went right by him into the corner and is wheeled around the boards by Soranemi. Back to the blue line. Kept in by Waters. Waters looking to the boards. Waters trying to flip it in front, gets it behind the net. Zubancic looking for a man, rolls it behind the net. There's taken by Dalvis. Waters up in front of that net, rolls into the crease, and the goaltender, I don't think, really knew where in the world that puck was. He sat down and then happened to be right under him.
One of the things Team Canada's emphasized all year long is not to throw that puck blind from behind the opposition net, hoping that somebody is going to shovel it in. Here we see a good example of control behind the net. If you don't have that great pass to begin with, then you better start walking out and try to make the play yourself, rather than just throwing it blind in front and getting all your teammates caught if it doesn't click and having that pass. But keep controlling it, try to walk out. We've had a few good examples tonight.
Ron Davidson out there facing off against Esa Heltinen. In behind the net. Taken for Finland by Litma. He leaves it off. There it is, Elorante. Out to center ice. Now to the line. Comes Finland. Lepponen over the line. Lepponen beating it, but he's fed to the backhand. There was no way a shot could go from that angle, and Gregg Kicks it into the corner. Now it's cleared around the boards. Nil on this side. Nil for Canada. Out on the left boards, and they took the referee out of the play right there. That was the linesman, I think. He went down, and the puck goes to Peltman over the line. Here's a shot drifting over top of the net by Litma. Still kept inside the zone by Levo behind the net. After it is Greg into the corner. This puck is picked up, and here comes Canada to center ice. Davidson. Davidson to Waters over the line. Hill stick handling it into the corner. Hill after it. Levo goes in with him. Hill lost track of the puck, but Davidson covers up. Davidson then banned on his pass. Hill in against the boards, and it's jammed in there and called for the face-off.
Jimmy Nill doing a good job staying in there, trying to control that puck in the zone. We see him as Team Canada makes the change. Jim here going in deep, controlling that puck, fighting off the check. The bump with the linesman taking him down, and this rink is tough on the linesman because the glass is so high they can't get up to grab it and get out of the play. We see Morrissey, the linesman who was caught up there, but it's very difficult in the construction of the rink for the linesman to get out of the way.
Now the face-off. Kevin Maxwell taking the draw for Canada, and they're going to move them both out of there. They're going to move, well, Lamorante's there, so they're just going to reset. That's Eloranta taking the draw. In the face-off, Canada controls. The screenshot was wide as it was hooked wide by Barry, and Finland starts away, but it's cleared all the way to center ice, and Don Spring's got it. Spring ahead now over the line. Comes Maxwell, trying to get it in front. It bounces right through, and McLean couldn't get to that one. In against the boards. Then out to the blue line by Barry. Kept in. Barry gets it in the boards in the corner now. And he is checked on the play by Sarn. And now it's out in front of the net again. That was blocked by the goaltender alertly with Barry parked right in front. Now it's down to Dupuis. And he fanned on it. They score! I can't believe it. Incredible. That is the most incredible goal I have seen in hockey anywhere. Nobody is more upset than Bob Dupuis. 3-1, Finland is leading.
Well, a goal like that really hurts, and I'm sure Bob Dupuis feels very, very badly about that. A little mix-up in communications. The stick went right over top of the puck, moving inside their own zone. The two defensemen are rushing it back. Donnie Spring coming. Here you see Donnie Spring trying to block off as Tim Waters was going to get the puck. Stick goes right over top of it twice as the puck slides in behind Bob Dupuis.
Waters, by reaching around behind the goaltender, I think lifted Dupuis' stick as he was trying to hook it, and it just, oh, so slowly oozed over that line. Now here comes Canada once again. Heinmark shooting, and a great save there as Canada came right back, and Baltonen got his glove up on a great shot by Heinmarch.
Well, I'll tell you, they're not going to quit. They came back there, and David Heinmarch is a very tough competitor. And he just worked in there and just made that shot, a real hard shot that the Finnish goaltender had to make a good glove save on. There it is, the glove going right up, controlling the puck, and everybody going to that net. John Devaney and Kevin Primo going to that net to try and get the rebounds.
2:44 left in the period. An unassisted goal. This PA system is terrible in this building. We're unable to get any inkling until we get the official statistics between periods. And who do you give a goal like that to? Obviously unassisted. Now it's out to the blue line. Greg keeps it in, feeds it behind the net. Canada now starting to work as he tried to get it in front of the net. And down to Vanny in against the boards, and Canada playing with more life than it's shown all period right now as they work the way they were right at the beginning of the period and pin it into the corner for another face-off.
Well, this line is a very good forechecking line. In fact, the whole five-man unit played together as a five-man unit at his best. You had Devaney, Primo, Heinmarch, Anderson, Warren Anderson, and Randy Gregg. And they're very good forecheckers, this whole line.
Devaney facing off against Leonin on the face-off. Taken at the defense by Levo, cleared into the corner, cleared out to center ice now. Pavare cutting across, he's got it, drops it off, over the line comes Leonin. Leonin checked on the play by Anderson, good check, threw it against the boards, poked out to center ice, racing after it for Canada is Primo, but he couldn't get to it. Anderson goes down as he just bowled his way along the boards, but the Finns come right back. Down to the line, winding up with the shot there is Leonin, and it's gloved by Dupuis. He shovels it into the corner. Back onto the far side, Warren Anderson out to the blue line. Heinmarch to Anderson, over for Greg. Greg out to center ice. Drake just cuts across center ice, rolled it off the end of Kevin Primo's stick, and Finland takes over once again. Out of center ice, down comes Porvari. Porvari trying to get through the defense is taken very coolly there by Warren Anderson, and he's got it back out at center ice. Levo across his own blue line to the far side for Peltonen. He clears it in over the line, but it's offside and called for a face-off. And we've got 1:26 remaining in the second period. 3-1 Finland leading.
Warren Anderson, as you said, Ron, being very steady and cool, twice made very good defensive plays inside his own zone when he was trying to be fooled by the Finnish attacker, putting that puck outside the blue line for Team Canada to come back.
So the face-off outside the blue line for Canada, Dalvis. And the center man for Finland is Peltonen, number 12. He lost the draw to Dalvis. Grant gets it up over the line, and a player was trapped there. I believe that was Dalvis, and so the face-off this time on the offside will be outside the finish line. There's Leppänen, number 22, from Turku in Finland. He's only played 16 international games coming into this Olympic tournament. Relative rookie. Now the puck inside the zone, hammered off the boards by Eloranta. It's corralled by O'Malley at his own line. He sweeps it ahead, intended for Peary. Now here come the Canadians once again. Dalvis over the line. Dalvis takes a shot, rattles off the boards behind the net. Now it is Zupancic. Zupancic is checked, less than a minute remaining in the period. Off the boards, and O'Malley can't reach it. And Dupuis will let it slide all the way down, and they let it go, and it would have been icing on the play as it's waved off. The Finnish player was onside. Now in against the boards, and taken and swept in against the bar boards by Peltonen. Checking him as Grant. Peltonen in behind the net for Hakulinen, and is taken away by Grant. Grant getting it to Peary. Peary ahead at center ice for Dalvis. He fanned on it. Now it's flipped in over the line. In for checking is Peary, but Eloranta has got it. Eloranta behind his own net. He stops up with 20 seconds remaining in the period. Eloranta ahead. Starting out, Peltonen. Peltonen at center ice. Down to the line. Leppänen, he's checked by Anderson. Peltonen on the far side. Peltonen circling back. Drops it back. They look at the clock as it's taken by Eloranta. Out to center ice. There's the horn. The period is over. Finland has scored an unassisted goal, and they have taken a 3-1 lead in what was a fairly close checking period of hockey time.
Well, a goal that really could take the starch out of Team Canada. All of Team Canada off the bench to give Bob Dupuis a little pat. And that's what you have to do. You have to say, never mind Duper. It went behind. It was a bad play. We're down 3-1, but we're going to try and get back in the hockey game the best way we can. There we see Team Canada going off, I'm sure, a very disappointed group, because they really worked hard in that period, trying to come back from the 2-1 deficit. The third goal being a tough goal to go in the net, being very upset at that point, trying to get back in the hockey game.
Shots on goal in the period by Finland 11, Canada 8. Total shots after 40 minutes of play here at the Olympic Fieldhouse. For Finland 20, for Canada 17. A pretty close hockey game, but Finland leads by a score of 3-1. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network. All right, we're back here at the Fieldhouse. Canada trailing 3-1 to Finland. Finland on the ice. We're awaiting the return of Team Canada as you look at what is a pretty enthusiastic crowd here in the building. And for the last 10 minutes or so, they've been entertaining themselves by throwing frisbees all over the place. Actually, one that managed to pass hands almost all the way around this 8,000-seat building. A couple of times it wound up on the ice where the officials had returned. And at that time, as a matter of fact, it's still being tossed. That's why the crowd is roaring. And so at least the fans are up. Canada, of course, knows what it has to do here in the third period. They are not out of it yet. Certainly 2 goals down is anything but insurmountable. The goal, by the way, which came at 17:58 unassisted, was given literally to Koskalante, number 20 for Finland, who cleared the puck out of his end and down to the Finnish zone.
Well, one of the things Team Canada has to keep in mind as well, you're down 3-1, you're trying to get back in the hockey game, but as we've stressed throughout this Olympic tournament, and as Claire Drake, one of the coaches, has stressed to the players, is that you have to, the goal spread is very, very important. If you get down to ties, In every game, you've got to be careful. Every goal scored for and every goal scored against, and the final analysis could mean a medal, could mean a difference in a placing. So you can't just go for broke trying to get back in the hockey game. You have to pay attention to the goals against as well and keep chipping away, because every goal has a meaning in this type of tournament.
In other words, Tom, what you really can't do is open it up and have yourself caught on the 2-on-1s and so on, and just and wind up having them run the score up as you're trying to come and get back into the game.
That's exactly right.
So the face-off. At center ice, Davidson. On the wing, Anderson. On one side, the other side is Nil. Set for the face-off, taking the draw for Finland is Leononen. Canada has it. Nil, however, can't get that pass from Anderson. Now at center ice, Davidson. Davidson hooking it into the finish zone. He races into the corner after it. There is Hammalainen. He clears it around the boards, and Finland tries to come out. In checking is Anderson. Now it comes to center ice, but Greg's right on top of that puck and just clears it right back in again. After it, Davidson. Cleared away. I'll tell you, the first goal of this period is going to be a very big one. Along over the line now comes Waters, but he can't get through the defense as it tightened up, and it's cleared back down into Team Canada territory. And back to get it will be Anderson, and on the icing it'll come be brought back into the finish zone for a face-off.
One of the best things that could happen to Team Canada here would be for the Finnish team to sit back, not try to attack, and just try to defend that 2-goal lead, because at that point, not taking the chances, you're taking the chance yourself of taking away from your whole offensive game, always thinking defensively. That perhaps is the best thing that could happen to Team Canada if Finland was to take that approach to the hockey game.
Canada's made a change as they've got Maxwell out there. He's from the face-off, getting it to center ice now, and carrying the puck is Peltonen. Peltonen in over the line, but he's stopped it against the boards, and Canada clears it right back out again. At center ice, they work it along the boards. Tim Waters. Waters over the line. Waters getting it into the slot there. Maxwell, but it went off McLean's arm. Rolled into the slot. There's the backhand. And the save. The puck is still loose at the side of the net. Players go down. It's still loose, and the puck is cleared away into the corner. After it on the far side is Maxwell. Rolling it in front. McLean's after it. There's a shot that was partially fanned on. Went into the corner. Now Canada putting pressure on. It's against the boards. After it is Waters. He throws a check right at the blue line. It's pinned in there and called for a face-off. Good effort by Canada.
Canadian bench looking intently on the game. Glennie Anderson put a little smelling salts under his arm. He was cut. Here we see Team Canada putting that pressure on. The backhand by Kenny Berry. Now trying to jam it in. Wild melee around, and Canada's had good success trying to jam that puck in from around the edge of the crease and getting good opportunities.
Face off right at the line. Devaney will take the draw for Canada, and he wins it. Grant coming to the line. Grant over the line. Grant now getting in front of that net again. Grant's getting set. He turns. He fires it. It's deflected right on, and down it's still loose. It's still loose there, all alone in front of the net, and nobody could put his stick on it. Oh, Canada's had some great chances early in this period.
Joe Grant just looked to the skies as if to say, well, what do you have to do? Because he made a nice little move, moving over the blue line, just getting in with good opportunity, got the shot away, almost deflected in front of the net, and then the melee. Joe Grant turning around, the initial shot almost tipped in by Hindmarsh. The puck is jammed loose. John Devaney trying to get a stick on the puck in the crease to put it behind. You see all that open net, but Canada not able to put it in the net.
Fellow saved that was number 9, Elorante, who got in behind and I think pushed it back under the goaltender and away from the crease.
Well, that's one thing a defenseman can do when that puck is loose. Try to put it under your own goaltender to get the face off.
Devaney taking the draw again, trying to push it in front. It's still inside the zone, and here's Grant with it again, but it's poked away from him. Here come the Finns out over center ice. Over the line now comes Kimailen against the boards. He just stops up there, waits for people to get in front of the net, and then just put it right on Grant's stick. Ahead at center ice, Devaney. Devaney unable to get loose, but O'Malley's got it. He flips it in. Canada pours over the line. Back in there is Haapalainen. Puck is in the corner. Grant's in deep. It's flipped out to center ice, and Zupacic will go down and touch it with the icing about to be called. And as it's touched, it is called. 2 minutes and 6 seconds gone in the period. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network.
Well, a second mortgage would do the job, but it's not really to your advantage.
Your money. Scotiabank has people that can help you handle it. People who understand your needs. Scotiabank experience. Take advantage of it. Because today, your money needs all the help it can get. Scotiabank. Everything you need.
You know, I never would have thought of that. Scotiabank, just around the corner, right around the world.
the face-off. Del Weiss in the corner, and we'll get another face-off deep in Finnish territory. And I'll tell you, Tom, there's a pattern to this period that looks promising. It's been almost entirely, if not all through this first 2 minutes and a half almost in the Finnish end.
Well, the Finnish team have iced the puck twice in the first 2 minutes, trying to take pressure off in their own zone.
From the face-off now, cleared to the blue line, but kept in by Craig. Here's his shot. That's right on. It's kicked away. The rebound. Sapancic trying to control it. Oh, it just rolled by the goal mouth. I don't think Valtonen, the goaltender, saw it till the last second. Puck still inside the zone. Turning it is Peary. Peary over to the blue line. Here's a chance for Canada. Anderson shooting. It's loose in front. They flip at it. It's still loose. Well, now it's under front. Here's a shot, and it goes over the glass. And Canada again fails to put it in the net.
That whole bench is up. Everybody's excited at this point. A lot of pressure put on that Finnish team. Everybody's giving someone another a pat. A lot of pressure inside that Finnish zone. Sapancic coming close first, and Brad Peary having a glorious opportunity. There's the first shot by Anderson. The puck comes loose. Brad Peary trying to poke it in. Couldn't get it under the Finnish goaltender. Actually got another shot back in the slot before it went over the glass and out of play.
Jorma Valtonen, the goaltender, a veteran. But oddly enough, he's over 30 years of age. His first time on the Finnish national team was last year in Moscow. As a matter of fact, he was the top Finnish player in a 1-1 tie against the United States that time. Oh, look at that one. That one went all the way through, and very alertly lifting his leg and letting it go through was Davidson on that shot that came from the boards. And Bolton, and I don't think, saw it again, but he was playing his position well.
Shaking his head a little bit because another close call. But here's the importance of winning the draw, just tipping it to Anderson. And then we have Ronnie Davidson just trying to jam it in off the edge of the crease. Again, Canada continuing to try and jam that puck in off the edge of the crease.
Set to go. The puck is knocked down right in the face-off circle. Again, Canada looking to pounce on top of that puck, but Anderson couldn't get to it. It's cleared down into the Team Canada zone. Back to get it is Waters. Waters, number 5 for Canada, to the far side, taken by Anderson. Now here comes Canada again. At center ice, carrying that puck is Jim Nill. Nill digging for the corner with Eloranta right on top of him. A jam in there. It's still loose, and as it's poked right back into the pilot, now here they come. Saarinen. Saarinen coming up the right boards to center ice. Saarinen beating it ahead. Over the line for Finland is Koskinen. Koskinen into the corner. Spring is right on top of him. Koskinen still has that puck out. Slitma. The shot is wide. Taking it is Ron Davidson behind his own net. Davidson to Spring. Spring at center ice, beating it ahead. Nill in over the line. No offside. Don't believe that one. Puck is cleared behind the net. Into the corner. For Finland, it's Villa. Here is Stoller in front of the shot. Oh, it hit the post, I believe. Or the glove of the goaltender on the backhand shot taken by McLean. Out in front again. Oh, and again they miss. Oh, this is incredible. Glenn Anderson that time. Waters. Waters flipping it in. Now it's out at center ice. Waters gets the puck. Waters fighting off a check. And it'll be called on a 2-line pass, I believe, back into the Finnish zone.
I don't believe this pressure coming out of here empty-handed. This may take a little out of Team Canada. The amount of chances they've had. You only get so many. Glennie Anderson shoveling in front. Kevin Maxwell making a good play. Shooting all in one motion. Glennie Anderson coming, trying to put it in the net. Everybody around, but it's just incredible how close they've come without putting that puck in the net.
4:09 gone in the period. Canada has had about 10 shots on goal against none that I can remember. None certainly that was memorable by Finland. Now behind the net. Into the corner it goes. Berry's after it. Rolled out in front. There's a shot that flipped over top of the net. Now and against the board, sliding across the ice and blocking that pass was Maxwell behind the net. And Canada will control as O'Malley has trouble. Rolled out in front of the net. And Finland still with that puck out in front. There's a shot. That's blocked at the defense, and Canada tries to come away. Now Grant. Grant. He goes in against the boards. McLean comes in. It'll be pinned in there. And the face-off will be to the right of Team Canada's goal. A reminder, you'll see highlights of today's action here in Lake Placid during the Olympic Highlights program, 11:30 p.m. on the CTV television network. Just a great beginning to a period, first of a quarter of a period really for Canada, but they've come away empty. 3-1. Finland is leading. They've chased Devani out of the face-off circle, and now Heinmarch will go in to face off against Kemaalainen. from the face-off. Caught up in a bunch of skates. Now Canada's got it. Starting away. It's Gregg out to center ice. At the pass really couldn't help Devaney much as he had to knock it out of the air, but it rolls all the way to Anderson. Anderson ahead. Heinmark just shoots it in. And back in his own end is Littma. Littma leading it away. And it's out to center ice, coming back for it is Corvarley out of the line. Over the line he comes. He's taken out of the play, but trailing there is Kimailinen. Kimailinen out in front of the net. It's intercepted. Gregg gets it. Gregg starting out. Gregg stick handling his way through this traffic. Now feeds it over to the far boards. Here comes Primo. Primo going behind the net. He's chased out of the play. Finland gets it again. Finland dropping a pass. Taken there by Kimailinen. Around behind the net for Littma. Littma shooting it down the ice. This will be icing. As going back to get it will be number 4 for Canada, the captain, Randy Gregg. It's called. The face-off will be in Finland's territory. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network.
Esso salutes the savers. Esso salutes Terry Spenceley for using a long life oil that also gives him super premium engine protection. And the Coles on switching to radial tires that save them gasoline. And Alan Sirota for getting a regular engine tune-up to save him gasoline. People like these look to Esso because they know Esso research results in products and services that can help them save. Esso, part of Canada's future for the past 100 years.
Canada on the attack in the finish zone from the face-off. They poke away at it. Now coming out of the traffic is Supancic. Gets it out to the blue line, but there was nobody there to get a shot away. Waters then had trouble with it in his feet. Gets it again. He's still inside the blue line. Waters jammed up against the boards, rolled it in front right off the heel of Supancic's stick. And Finland clears it right out to center ice again. Spring on the far side. Off the heel of Dalvisa's skate. Finland has got it. Over the line they come. Getting set is Hakulinen. He goes in against the boards. Taken away from him. Now Canada in possession is Waters. Brings it to center ice. Clears it ahead for Peary. Peary to the line, and it's poked away from him. And as Finland circles deep with it on the delayed whistle, it's called on the offside.
Both teams changing very quickly here. The pace has really accelerated early in this third period from what it was at the end of the second period. Team Canada came out at the beginning of the second period, put a lot of pressure on, again at the beginning of the third period, but coming up empty-handed as far as goals is concerned.
Face-off outside the blue line. Davidson will take the draw for Canada against Koskinen. Watching Glenn Anderson break from a point position there as they had a play going. Puck was into the corner. Suaneme around the boards on the far side. Koskalati, and he's pinned in. The face-off this time will be to the right of Finland's goal.
Well, you're right, Ron. We do have a little play at the opposition's blue line where the defenseman moves up, takes their winger. We move a winger back to the point position, try to just shoot it ahead, and then he breaks for the open area, almost like a spot pass in football, going to the puck, trying to get the jump on the defender.
Once again, Davidson against Koskalati from the face-off. Nil gets it. Nil in front of the net. Front of the air. He scores. Is it good? Is it good? Yes. Out of the air, it is good. And Canada has scored to narrow it to 3-2.
A very, very important goal. Glennie Anderson looked like Phil Rizzuto on that play. Just let the puck down, put it in. It was questionable whether he had his stick over his shoulder. I'm sure it was below, but just in front of the net. He just tipped it home for Canada to come back in the game 3-2. Glennie Anderson, there you see him, the youngest member of Team Canada. The importance of controlling the puck in the draw. Jimmy Nill throwing it in front of the net. There's Glennie Anderson just reaching out and poking it in the net as it comes across. Again from the face-off, Jimmy Nill moving across, throwing it up. Glenn Anderson, whoops, tipping it in. Laying down that punt along the third baseline. Canada comes 3-2.
So the goal goes to Glenn Anderson. Nill gets the assist, and some of that pressure finally pays off. 3-2. Canada trails by 1. Puck is clear to the far boards from the face-off at center ice. Anderson way up ice. This could just bring a lot of life to Canada if they need it any more than they've had in this period. Into the corner, Littma ahead for Susie. Rolled along the boards, clear to center ice, and away with it comes Curry. Down over the line with a 2-on-1 going in shot, and he missed the net with it. Good wrist shot, but just wide. Out at center ice. Finland again. Curry working across the line, brings it in. Canada takes over as McLean controls. McLean ahead, and he put the puck behind Maxwell. Maxwell chasing after it. He's onside if he touches it first. No offside, no icing. Behind the net, McLean. Good hustle there on that play. McLean out in front. It's a chance for Canada. It's off the boards. Now Gregg. Gregg over to the far side. Anderson, the shot. It's just wide. In against the boards comes Gregg. Gregg working to the corner. Canada trailing by 1 now. And the puck is cleared down the ice. The icing will be called here. Oh, goodness. Great hockey here in the third period for Canada. This is CTV and our Olympic coverage.
Zenith announces the most amazing video recorder yet. The new video director with Speed Search. The special Speed Search picture moves at about 10 times normal speed. It lets you speed past what you don't want to see and lets you stop right at what you do want to see. You also get stop action, reverse, and lots of other new features, including 5-hour recording time. The new video director, the most exciting video recorder yet, from Zenith.
Well, right off the face-off, a tremendous save there. You're probably going to get another look at it by Valtonen, and again, Canada getting shots. I'd like to know what the unofficial shots are. I'd like to know what the official counts are. Here's the replay. Look at this. Left hand.
Not only was it an excellent glove save, but a little bit of a giveaway inside the Finnish zone. They're getting a little upset.
Now from the face-off again. Finland rolling it out to center ice. Spring goes after it. Spring, it's knocked down at the blue line. Turning, coming right back in. Oh, look at that shot. My goodness, Heinmarch let a bullet go. Now it's cleared out to center ice. Finland coming out 2-on-1. Over the line comes Leinen and his shot. And a good save there as Dupuis moves out to cut out the angle. It's cleared through the crease. There's nobody there. Borvari against the boards. Behind the net for Waters. Waters ahead. Taken by Devaney. Devaney out at center ice. It's fed down into Finland's zone. Eloranto takes over. Canada will make changes. Saarinen. Saarinen feeds it off the stick of Peary. It bounces right back into the Finland zone. Saarinen over to the far boards. Backhanded along the boards. Borvari. Borvari at center ice. And that pass went a rise and went off a stick. And Zupancic trying to control it. He's bumped off the puck. Finland's got it inside the blue line. There's the shot. That went off a stick and it's into the crowd. And we're nearing the midway part of the period. And Canada has narrowed it to 3-2 after trailing going into the period 3-1 against Finland.
We see the glove save again by the Finnish goaltender, and his glove has looked excellent. Then Finland coming right back. Bob Dupuis, it was a 2-on-1 situation. Canada pressing up, trying to get back that equalizing goal, and that's the thing you've got to guard against. When you're really putting that pressure on, you can't get over anxious to create those 2-on-1s coming back the other way.
Dalvis will take the draw against Peltonen, and it's cleared out over the blue line, back in, and Grant for O'Malley. O'Malley behind his own net. O'Malley starting out. O'Malley ahead. Good pass out at center ice. Down over the line now. Comes Dalvis. Rolled in front of the net. Goaltender went flying on that play. And the face-off will be to the left of the Finnish goal. The Finns figure there should be a penalty here. You get out of that crease, you're fair game, and that's where he was.
Well, you have to be a little careful about that, but the fundamental is right. Dalvis controlling the puck, getting the shot away. Everybody going to the net for those rebounds. We don't need the late hit coming in there. You see the puck roll loose, but you've got to go to the net. From the original shot, everybody goes to the net. You look for the garbage, you look for the rebounds. Team Canada anxious to get that tying goal.
Davidson facing off again against Peltonen. These are big face-offs when you got them down in the opposition end. From the face-off, it's rolled behind the net. There's taken by Haapalainen into the corner. Cleared out to center ice. Now here comes Finland down over the line. Working for the net there is Lappinen. Lappinen's cutting away from the defense. Now moving in to cover up is Peltonen. Peltonen stopped on the play, and Canada has the puck once again. Davidson. Davidson to Gregg out to center ice. Canada and a hook there on Anderson, but over the line comes Hill. Hill is hauled to the ice, and it rolls harmlessly behind the net. But there might have been something there as it's rolled out to the blue line. Gregg keeping it in. Not on the second hit, but on the first one on Anderson. Now over the line comes Lappinen. He drops the puck. Here's a chance for Finland, but they went in too deep on the play. Peltonen circling back. He gets it to the blue line. It's cleared in to the side of the net, and then right out in front. And Canada coming away again as Warren Anderson brings it out. Anderson, Canada changing on the fly. Ahead for Glenn Anderson. He's over the line. Now drops it back, but it's poked away, and it's back out at center ice. Now Finland, they're changing as well as Hakkinen goes in. He puts it through the legs of the defenseman Anderson. covers up. Here's Waters at center ice, rushing away, clears it to the line. It's kicked over the line. McLean motors with a chance and a shot. And again, the goaltender goes down in the crease. Puck is cleared out to center ice, rolls down into Team Canada territory, and back to get it is Spring. No icing, but Canada has the puck. Tim Waters ahead for McLean. McLean at center ice. McLean checked from behind, but Waters is going after it. It went off his skate. Finland comes back. Oh, the collision at the blue line as Barry had a man lined up. Spring turning with it. Body starting to fly here. Finland coming up. They started to hit the line, but there was a man trapped. Now level circles with it. Clears it in. And puck is shoveled off into the corner by goaltender Bob Dupuis. McLean along the boards. Intended for Maxwell. It's kept in. Finland trying to get loose in front of the net, but Spring covers up on a sort of a pick play by Waters. Now McLean at center ice. McLean working for the line. McLean's over the line and shot, and another glove save by Valtonen. And he immediately got his stick up to defend himself because Canada has just been pouring in on him.
Well, the action is end-to-end. Team Canada's bench very excited. Everybody on their feet, standing there, trying to come back for the tying. We get another look. Moving in, Tim Waters with that shot. Coming late in across again was Maxwell. Everybody going to the net. Then the tremendous check with Barry, the Finnish player, coming across the blue line, looking the other way. Just got caught with the hip, spun around and down, but they're pulling out all stops here with 8:29 remaining in the game.
On the face-off, puck is in the corner. Taken by Hapalainen around the net. He shoots it out over center ice and it goes through everybody's legs, but there'll be no icing as O'Malley goes back. O'Malley behind his own net. O'Malley into the corner. Taken by Primo. Primo gets it out to center ice. And Canada carries on as Devaney's got it. Canada over the... Devaney tried to get over the line. He lost his stick, and it's whistled on an offside in any case. And Primo beat the puck over the line. And so we'll have a face-off outside the blue line. This is just tremendous. 8:07 remaining. Canada needs a tie to assure themselves pretty much of a berth in the medal round. And they have been playing their hearts out here in this third period to that goal. From the face-off, puck is along the blue line, and a high sticking call on Canada here. The stick came up and caught the Finnish player across the face. I'm not so sure it wasn't unintentional, but it's called on Canada.
Stick. Change the
and against Kevin Primo.
9. Okay, thank you.
Well, the Swedish official Lindgren isn't doing Team Canada any favors. In fact, Kevin Primo is one of the least penalized players on Team Canada. They're really working. Here we see him going across, gets a stick up trying to check. The Swedish referee in very good position to see it, but just aggressive play going after that puck, not deliberately high sticking anybody. And I believe this is our 43rd game tonight, and I think that's Kevin Primo's 5th minor penalty. So he gets very few, his 6th minor penalty, very few penalties, and coming at a bad time, especially when the pressure has all been on the Finnish national team.
Okay, the face-off outside the blue line. Back we go. Canada killing off a penalty now. Drake getting it, and he flipped it up high in the air. Nobody there, but now Anderson covers up and fires it into the Finnish bench, and it's whistled for a face-off. Reminder that we've got Olympic highlights for you following the national news tonight. 12 minutes, 10 seconds gone on the period.
Again, we get another look just at the little high sticking call. Kevin Primo in the box, and it was his 8th minor. 7 minors up until this point, 42 games. A very clean, hard-checking player, and it's a tough time to be called for a man short.
Puck controlled in the face-off area, and finally shot into the corner. Shoveled around the boards. After it on this side is Lepponen. Lepponen back to the point. Litma's there. Litma into the corner. Now back to Litma once again. Out into the slot, into the corner. They move the puck around well. Hakkilinen behind the net. They roll it in front. There's a chance. They fanned on it that time. A good chance for Peltonen. Now into the corner. Back to the blue line. Livo into the corner once again. Moving it around. We've got 1:12 remaining in the penalty. Back to the point for Litma. Shooting it in. Now out to the blue line. Over for Litma. Litma just sitting there, looking for that open man. It's cleared in front of the net, and Canada takes over. Anderson sliding it along the boards. Jim Neal after it. Puck pops high in the air, and Finland once again controls it. Hakulinen out in front, and it's clear to the blue line, not out, and it's tipped over to the boards on this side as it was kept in there by Litma. Now, taken by Lepinen. Back to Litma. Over for Levo. Back to Litma. Into the corner. They're looking for that sure play. Behind the net, taken by Lepinen. Lepinen looking for that man, but he feeds it around the boards again to Hakulinen. Back out to Littman. He winds up, and the shot's off a leg and winds up in the crowd. Called for a face-off with 28 seconds left, and Canada has done a good job of bottling up the middle and not allowing any player to get through there to take a pass.
Well, Jim Nill and Glennie Anderson did do a good job. They tried to control those points, which are very important with the Finnish power play. They like to get the shot from the point. They didn't give them that long shot because Levo, the captain, and they're keeping him on, just has an excellent shot when that puck moves to the point. Here we see the Finnish team trying to delay a little bit to get their best players on. Lindgren going over and warning them about delaying the game at this point, telling them to get 5 out there. They had gone to the change, but some of the same players, Levo, for example, went off and then came back on without making the change. But Team Canada wants to get the change. They've changed their whole unit here, trying to kill off the last 28 seconds.
On the face-off, the puck comes out to center ice, and Canada gets it. Trying to work it to the line is Devaney. He ties it up in over the line. It's called on the offside as Devaney preceded the puck. So we'll have a face-off outside the Finnish blue line. That killed off another 7 seconds. 21 seconds left.
One of the problems with taking the penalty, you know, you have to do a good job in killing the penalty with 6:22 left and down. But one of the points is then you've got to come to the attack again after thinking defensively for the 2 minutes, and that's tough on a hockey club.
All right, it's Curry at center ice. Curry going down the board, just gets over the line, takes a hit there from Devaney. Now it's fed in against the boards for Kimailanen. Out to the blue line, and Canada breaks away. Devaney's got a hit of steam. He's racing with a big defenseman. He winds up, and his shot was up on end, and he didn't get a good one away. But in against the boards goes Supancic. In behind the net now, Devaney. The penalty is over. Canada's killed it off, and now they can get to the offense once again as it bounces over to the far side. Cleared ahead against the boards, rolls inside the blue line. Waters has it for Canada. At center ice, over the line, that lead pass intended for Supancic, a race for it, and it's called on the icing. So back into Team Canada zone with 5:40 remaining in time, becoming a factor here in this hockey game as Canada trails by 1.
Well, forcing the pass, it was a little long for Paul McLean as we saw him on our camera there, but the puck went into the zone. Paul McLean was breaking for it, trying to touch it, so that it wouldn't be called on the icing, but the face-off is to come back right into Team Canada zone. But 3-2, time running out. It's very important for Canada to try and get the tie in this game. A tie, even here in this hockey game, would almost ensure Team Canada a medal position.
Face-off to the right of the Team Canada goal. From the face-off, there's a shot. It went into a pile-up of players in front of the net and off a leg into the corner on the far side. After it is Warren Anderson. Anderson circling away with it. Behind the net, along the boards on this side for Paul McLean. He gets it out to center ice. Berry going after it on this side, but Finland takes over. Saarinen backing into his own end. They drop it deep in there. Eloranta behind his net now. Right in on top of him was Maxwell, but he came out the other side of the goal. And at center ice for Finland is Koskinen. Over the line, Koskinen getting set, drops it back there. Curry trying to get through the defense, but he's slammed up against the boards. And Greg goes after it. Greg coming out. He's dumped. There's going to be a penalty to Finland. Canada's got possession of the puck. Here comes Berry. He circles across now. Canada's got its net empty. McLean starting out. McLean to Berry. Berry at center ice. Berry's over the line now. Berry dropping it back. Taken by Dalvis. He shoots it. Rick White. There's a chance for Canada. Hit the post. And it's cleared down the ice. What a chance at the side of the net. But Canada will have a manpower advantage.
I don't believe that. Yeah, the Team Canada's got the manpower advantage, but just a great play. Kenny Berry controlled the puck, went down, kept control of it. Bob Dupuis trying to get to the bench to have the extra attacker got on, hit the Finnish player. He had difficulty getting on the bench. The rule that Team Canada has is the center of the next line up is supposed to go on. Dan Delvis comes on. Here we see Randy Gregg being tripped, but they controlled it so well. Going into the Finland end, Danny Delvis just threw it off the edge to the captain, Randy Gregg, who shot. He didn't wait, all in one motion, and it was ringing off the post. Team Canada coming within just here it is, off the edge. The shot, right off the post. Paul McLean, even if he got some lumber on, it would have bounced off him into the net. How close can you come?
My good grief, am I going to live through this?
Am I?
I see those hairs turning gray already, Tom. 3-2, 4:40 left. Canada on the power play. The penalty has been called against Curry, number 17. A little ice repair, which is an advantage. Gatorade, they're not using that.
Well, that's what I can't believe. If he went to the Team Canada bench, we use Gatorade on the bench. We're filling up the ice with Gatorade rather than water.
It's a good chance, too, when you see something like that happen at this situation to give some people a bit of rest. So here's the power play then. Maxwell will take the draw. Barry. Also out there on the left wing, Paul McLean, Waters, and Spring will be the point men. This draw is an important one. They all are at this stage of the game. The puck is cleared right past Spring and down into Team Canada's territory. Dupuis out of the net. He leaves it for Waters. Canada will start from behind its own net. Here they come. Waters to the right wing. A rink-wide pass from Maxwell over to the far side. Now down over the line comes Spring. Spring stopped in against the boards. It's cleared rink-wide, and on this side, Waters will pick it up. Waters containing it, clearing it along the boards for Barry. Barry in the corner. They're looking for the man now. Barry out to the blue line. Here's Waters winding up. The shot is right on and is steered into the corner by the goaltender. Barry again. Barry in against the boards. Barry still with that puck. Clears it across to the far side and bounces off the stick of Spring off the glass, but he's got the puck in the corner. Spring, as he waits for a man to fill his point position, now drops it back to that man, Kevin Maxwell. Maxwell into Spring. Spring over to Waters. He got a clear track and it hopped over his stick. Waters flipping it against the boards, gets it again, trying to shovel it into the corner. It gets by him and the puck is out at center ice and cleared to an open wing. 55 seconds left in the power play as the puck is cleared down the ice. Dupuis leaving it for Spring. Spring behind his own net as Canada changes on the fly. Out there is Devaney. Spring coming out. Spring at center ice. Spring to the line. Spring stick handling away from a couple of checks, has to go back with the puck. Now to Greg, and he had trouble controlling it. Loses the puck. The puck is right in front of the net, and Greg has to make a check as he came across ice. Now in front, there's a shot, he scores. Short-handed goal against Canada, and Finland is pulled into a 4-2 lead. It all got messed up at the blue line as Greg had trouble with the puck, and then as you see Spring get tied up as well. Greg came across, but he's out of position, and look what happens.
The defenseman it was who moved right in, even though they were short-handed, the two forwards doing the good job controlling it for Finland. The little spinorama throwing it in front. We have the defenseman standing all by himself just off the edge of the circle, shooting a good shot at that point, but a tough blow for Team Canada.
The goal was scored by Lepinen at 16:55. Canada still has the manpower advantage. Over the line they come now, trying to circle that defense was Heinmarch. He goes in against the boards in the corner. Now out in front, here's a chance for Canada. Rose in front, a shot. Oh, it scores! Canada has scored, and they've narrowed it again. 11 seconds remaining in the penalty, and Canada has scored, and it's 4-3. I don't believe how tough Canada has been in this hockey game.
I can't believe this, but I'll tell you, you got to give Team Canada credit because no one has given up in the hockey game. A goal at that point against you, but it's just jamming it in the net. Kevin Primo off the edge of the crease. John Devaney, you see him working out of the corner as we've seen so often tonight. Slips that puck to Kevin Primo. The first one seems to just hit the edge of the skating pad and then roll behind the Finnish goaltender. But as we've seen all night, Team Canada moving out of the corner, not just throwing it blindly, trying to make those plays from off the edge of the crease.
17:09, 2:51 remaining. Now less than that as plays underway, and here comes Canada again as Heinmarch goes in. Heinmarch behind there, goes in front on that. Oh, and another great chance, and they fanned on it. Now it's rolled in front of the net again, and cleared out to center ice, and a whistle goes, and they're going to throw two members of Team Canada, or at least two members off the ice for the goings on in front of that net, but what a great chance there.
Well, Litma is going off for the Finnish team and Heinmarch for Team Canada. John Devaney on the goal, walking out of the corner. There we see Primo all alone in front of the net, just scoops it underneath the Finnish goaltender. Canada comes back to 4-3.
High sticking. And the time of that penalty is 17:25, so we've got 2:35 remaining in the game. There's Heinmarch on the bench. Both go off for high sticking. The face-off in the center ice area. Chasing it to the boards for Canada, it's Waters. 2:30 left. Over to the far side now. Down over the boards comes Anderson. Anderson heading for the net. He's dumped and no penalty, says the referee. And the Finns come out. They've got that man behind the defense at center ice, but carrying the puck is Peltonen. He circles back. They'll try to kill off the time if they can. Back to the far side now. Canada are going to have to put some pressure on people. And Canada getting in front of the net all alone. He had a shot. And a save was made by Dupuis there by Peltonen. It's against the boards. Now getting the puck for Canada. It's Maxwell. 1:59 remaining in the game. Maxwell coming out of his end. This crowd's on its feet. Maxwell to the line. Trying to fight his way over the line. There's going to be a penalty. There's going to be a penalty. Canada will finish this game with a manpower advantage. And I'm going to have a heart attack.
Well, I'm not going to have a heart attack, but I'll tell you, well, Bob Dupuis, we have a choice here now, 1:48. I'm sure that Bob Dupuis is not going to come out of the net. And I think until the end of the hockey game, he probably won't come out of the net because the Finnish team now can ice the puck without it being called back into their own zone, even though they are short-handed. So it takes away a little of your advantage by taking, we've got another look at Kevin Maxwell being dumped on the Finnish player in the box. But Team Canada will probably not take the goaltender out because, as we've said, the Finnish team can ice the puck being short-handed with 1:48 right to the end of the game. And with goals for and against being so important for medal standings later on in the tournament, you don't want to get that goal scored against you in the open net. So the chances are Team Canada will just stay with the one-man advantage, not pulling their goaltender with 1:48 remaining in the hockey game.
Oh, here we go. The power play. Glenn Anderson is out there. Randy Gregg will work on the blue line. It's a 4-man to 3 situation, which sometimes, I mean 4 skaters to 3, 5 men to 4 because of the goaltenders. But sometimes that can work in your favor because you get a little extra skating room.
Well, Levo, the Finnish captain, his face is red. He has played the last 10 minutes of this hockey game. He has gone off seldom. He is the leader of the Finnish team, and he's being used a lot. But a lot of stamina is going to be needed here.
This will be a big draw. Maxwell taking it against Elaranto, who's a defenseman. On the face-off, Canada wins it. It's back to the blue line. Anderson's got the puck. Anderson working through the defense now, trying to fight away from the checking. He's got the puck, drops it back, and he dropped it right back to a man and is hoisted down the ice into Team Canada territory with 1:36 remaining in the game. Canada trailing by 1. They need a tie here to assure themselves of a medal round position. Here's Gregg at center ice. Gregg clearing the line now, gets it in. Kicking it down into the corner is McLean. He's being checked there by Levo. They poke it along. McLean can't get it. Levo does. Levo skating away with it, and he clears it down the ice, and we've got 1:15 remaining in the game. Dupuis flipping it along the boards. McLean will take it. McLean. Canada starting out. At center ice, McLean. Ahead for Anderson, and he couldn't reach that pass. He'll go in deep after it. And as he goes down, icing is called. McLean got Anderson not skating that well on the right wing, and as he led him, Anderson was not moving as well as I thought he should be, and the puck went ahead of him and then wound up in an icing call. 59 seconds left.
Well, Team Canada's made no move to take Bob Dupuis out, and I'm sure that he will not be taken out because Team Canada's going to have a man advantage right till the end of the hockey game. He'll stay in that net, trying to get the power play goal without taking that goaltender out, because if you lose by 2 goals, maybe later on in the tournament, that 2-goal disadvantage is going to hurt you somewhere later on. And when you've already got that advantage, they can ice the puck.
Face off, Devani. Taking the draw against Porvari, and Devani wins it cleanly. Back to Waters. 56 seconds left. Over to the far boards. Coming out is Berry. Berry ahead. And they've cleared off the skate. There's a player offside. Breaking in is Primo, and it's called on that offside. So Canada on this power play has really not got anything going. And we've got 48 seconds left.
Be close, be close.
They're pressing just a little too hard at this moment as you look at the bench coaching core here. Claire Drake, Lauren Davis in the foreground. It's from the face-off Waters. He moves up. Waters over the line. He's bumped in against the boards, controls it, and they'll pin it in right at the blue line. And another face-off. 41 seconds left. And looking up at the clock there, John Devani. There's a backup goaltender, Paul Pajot. Devani taking the draw. And again, he wins it. Devani's over the line, shooting it into the corner now. They'll all pile in there. score. Primo in to get it. Primo trying to get a man in front. Puck rolls into the corner now. Heinmarch goes in. Now we've got a 5-on-4 situation as the two players penalized earlier are back on the ice. We've got 25 seconds left in the game. Out to Devaney. Devaney coming to the line now. Devaney's over the line. Tries to get it to Heinmarch. It rolls in front. Oh, players come right in front. Loose puck. A backhand shot. It rolls in front. They shoot it. Whack away at it. Everybody's down. 9 seconds left. No goal. Oh, my goodness.
Well, you can't come any closer than that. Everybody just went to the net, trying to shovel it under Valtonen underneath everybody. And Team Canada has got to play out at this point with 9 seconds remaining. But with 9 seconds, it's still a pretty good play, because with 9 seconds, the chances of them winning the draw and being able. Here we see everybody going to the net. John Devaney trying to split the defense. Kenny Barry just couldn't get wood, tried to spin around, shoveled a shot in. Everybody just goes to the net. Oh, what a glorious opportunity Kevin Primo had to shovel that puck under. You see Lindgren blow his whistle and rule that the puck is killed at this point. But 9 seconds remaining in the hockey game.
Well, Canada will play 6 men across the line for this face-off. So it'll be 6 skaters against 4. The net is empty. There you see it.
And I'm sure Danny Delvis, who has been Team Canada's best percentage man on the draw, he's coming out to take that draw at this point in the hockey game. He's been our best man throughout the year, being about 70%. He's taking this all-important draw with 9 seconds remaining.
Look at the area in front of the net. Here's the face-off. Frets in front. There's a shot. It's blocked to the defense, and it's fired down the ice. We've got 4 seconds left. This will be the hockey game. There's no way they'll get it into the net. There's the horn. Canada loses this hockey game. But what a gallant effort by Team Canada. They were stoned by a goaltender. I think that's probably what you have to do in quickly summarizing that third period.
Well, in the third period, Canada threw everything at the Finnish team but the kitchen sink. They had all kinds of manpower advantage. The shots on goal, a definite advantage in the hockey game, but a little too late to try and tie up the hockey game.
I think one of the most important statistics in this third period will be the shots on goal. And here they come. There they were, and that told the whole story of that third period. There's a disappointed Claire Drake, but those goals against were narrow. And so 16-6, the shots on goal for Canada, but they couldn't get that third goal. Here's a replay of that last moment in the game.
What a glorious opportunity here. The puck rolling. There's one man by level of the thing. Kenny Barry having the little spin around of trying to get wood on it. Shovels it in front of the net. Everybody goes to the net here. What a glorious opportunity. Kevin Primo just has to shovel it under him. How did that stay out of the net? From a tie and a medal position. Unbelievable.
Final score, Finland 4, Canada 3. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network.